There was once a young man named Ryan. He was intelligent, hardworking, and kind, but he had one major problem. His mind was always filled with wasteful thoughts. Every little mistake, every harsh word from someone, and every uncertain future possibility would take over his mind like a storm. Ryan would overthink situations that hadn't even happened yet. He would replay embarrassing moments from the past, worrying about what people thought of him. He would get lost in what-ifs and fears, unable to enjoy the present moment. His mind was never at peace. One day, his frustration reached its peak. He decided he had to do something about it, and that decision led him to an old monk named Master Li, who was known for his wisdom and deep understanding of the mind. Ryan traveled to the mountain temple where Master Li lived. As he arrived, he explained his problem to the monk. "Master, my mind is filled with thoughts that I cannot control. I waste so much time worrying about the past and the future. How can I stop this?" Master Li simply smiled and handed Ryan a cup. Then he took a teapot and started pouring tea into the cup. Ryan watched as the tea reached the brim, but the master didn't stop. The tea spilled over, drenching the table. "Master, the cup is full. It cannot hold any more tea," Ryan said in surprise. The monk nodded. "Just like this cup, your mind is overflowing with unnecessary thoughts. When your mind is too full, there is no room for peace or wisdom. The first step to training your mind is to empty it." Ryan was puzzled. "But how do I empty my mind?" Master Li replied, "Through awareness and practice. When a useless thought comes, acknowledge it, but do not hold on to it. Let it pass like a cloud in the sky." Ryan listened carefully, knowing that this was only the beginning of his journey. The next morning, Master Li asked Ryan to sit by the riverbank with him. They watched the flowing water in silence before the monk spoke again. "There are two wolves that live inside every person," Master Li said. "One wolf is negative. It feeds on fear, doubt, and wasteful thoughts. The other wolf is positive. It thrives on peace, clarity, and wisdom. These two wolves are always fighting." Ryan leaned forward, eager to hear more. "Which wolf wins?" Master Li smiled. "The one you feed." Ryan realized that every time he engaged in negative thinking, he was feeding the wrong wolf. He needed to stop giving attention to thoughts that drained his energy and instead focus on thoughts that brought clarity and peace. From that day, he made a conscious effort to notice his thoughts and choose which ones he allowed to stay. One afternoon, Master Li took Ryan to a small pond. He picked up a dry leaf and dropped it into the water. The leaf floated gently on the surface before being carried away by the current. "Do you see how the leaf does not resist the water?" the monk asked. Ryan nodded. "Your thoughts should be like this leaf. Let them come and let them go. But do not hold on to them. The moment you grab the leaf, you disturb the water. In the same way, when you hold on to thoughts too tightly, your mind becomes disturbed." Ryan realized how much time he had wasted clinging to useless thoughts. He decided to practice letting go instead of overthinking everything. One day, Master Li led Ryan to a small, still pond. "Look into the water," he instructed. Ryan looked and saw his reflection clearly. "Now," the master said, "shake the water." Ryan touched the water, and his reflection became distorted. "When your mind is restless, you cannot see things clearly," the monk said. "But when you calm your mind, everything becomes clear." Ryan took a deep breath and understood. His restless thoughts were like the disturbed water, making it hard for him to think clearly. If he wanted peace, he needed to let his mind be still. After weeks of learning, Ryan returned home with a new perspective. Whenever a wasteful thought tried to take over his mind, he reminded himself of the lessons. Empty the cup by letting go of unnecessary thoughts. Feed the right wolf by focusing on positive thinking. Be like the floating leaf and let thoughts pass without holding on to them. Keep the water still by calming the mind and avoiding unnecessary worry. With practice, Ryan's mind became lighter, his focus sharper, and his heart at peace. He no longer wasted time on useless worries. Instead, he lived each moment fully, appreciating life as it was. Like Ryan, we all struggle with wasteful thoughts. But the mind is a powerful tool. It can be trained. The more we practice awareness, the more control we gain over our thoughts. So the next time your mind fills with useless worries, remember, let the thought come, but do not hold on to it. Train your mind and you will transform your life. Which lesson resonated with you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this story helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring content.